It would have been rough. But nothing like this. The shock cost us our baby. And it may cost her her life.
Ethan is still your son.
What am I supposed to do with that? Tell Grace to get over it? She lost one son, but she's gonna gain another? Look, I don't want Ethan if it means losing my wife and my baby boy.
Look, I'm sorry about what you're going through. But I don't want to be your son any more than you want me to be.
Thank you. You don't really think that Kay knows where Charity is, do you?
No. Not that my sister's in a case sometimes, because she is, but she knows we're going nuts looking for Charity. I mean, I think she would have said something if she knew.
Who's Kay talking to up there?
Maybe Father Lonergan came back.
At this hour? Why would he do that?
Maybe he thinks she knows something that she's not saying. I'm going to check it out. Did you hear that?
Hear what, Miguel?
A voice. I mean, it was more like a cry, really, coming from the computer.
It couldn't have come from there.
No, I heard it. It sounded like someone was in real pain.
Hey, help me, please, help me!
You're old enough to understand that every action has its consequences. Bartering one's soul is a very serious matter.
I know that now, Father.
You were young. You were blinded by your love for a boy. Unfortunately, your willfulness has sent your innocent cousin into the flames of hell, and you have lost the soul you were born with. You have no feelings.
But life isn't worth living without feelings, Father. Isn't there any way that I can get my soul back? Hecuba keeps it in a vial.
There is one way. If you truly repent of your sin by getting Miguel to help save Charity, and if you bring me the vial, I will help you get your soul back. It's up to you, Kay.
I can't deal with you right now, Ethan. I just lost my baby. And I may lose my wife.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's not gonna help anything. If Eve needs me, I'll be in the chapel.
No, Mother, let him go. Let him do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Don't talk about him that way. He is your father.
Mom, I want to be with Ethan.
He and his mother need time alone. They have a lot to work out, Teresa.
So do you have any idea who sent that letter you wrote to Sam to the tabloid?
I have no idea, but that is the last thing on my mind right now. All I want is for you and Sam to resolve your problems.
Well, I don't want to talk about him right now. I want to talk about my life. Or rather, what's left of it.
You hate me, don't you?
You're my mother. I don't hate you. I just don't think you understand what you've done. No, everything I've ever believed about myself turns out to be a lie. I used to think I knew who I was. I believed where I came from. I gained strength from knowing what I aspired to do. And now I don't know anything.
Ethan, if I could change everything, I would. If I could go back and make it all different, I would, but I can't, and I am sorry.
Well, just like Sam said, that doesn't help anything right now. Sam has lost a lot more than I have tonight. He's lost his son and maybe his wife.
I know, Ethan, believe me, I know.
Do you? Because your secrets have caused a lot of damage. Mother, I don't hate you. But I don't know if I can ever love you again.
Oh, Julian, I am so glad that you have retained your wonderfully wicked sense of humor.
Yes, only with you, my little dumpling. If Ivy were to walk in this room right now...
Oh, well, I don't blame you.
No one plays Julian Crane for a fool and gets away with it. I haven't had a chance to strategize with Father yet, but when I do, Ivy will rue the day that she ever tried to out-manipulate the Crane men.
Well, now that Alistair knows that Ethan is a Bennett and not a Crane, won't he reinstate you as his primary heir?
You just may be right, Rebecca. I like the way you think.
Oh. Thank you, Julian. You know, every time I think about how Ivy has abused her position as your wife, oh, Julian, it just makes me want to cry. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she convinced Alistair to change his will in the first place.
Do you suppose?
Oh, I wouldn't put it past her. But the main thing is, you are still here, and you're better than ever.
Stay with me, Rebecca.
Stay?
Yes. You're exactly what I need to make me forget Ivy's treachery and deceit.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere, Julian. I'm going to be your wife.
Yes, my wife would be my wife.
Yeah. Ethan, please, if you would just try to understand why I never told you about Sam.
I understand that you are trapped in a loveless marriage to Julian. And it must have been awful when you realized that he only married you to give the family political clout.
It was my wedding night.
Okay. So you ran to the arms of the man you let go, Sam Bennett.
I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know what else to do.
Look, Mother, I can understand that for one night. But all those other nights since then, when you realized you were pregnant with me, I mean, why didn't you leave Julian? I mean, why didn't you tell Sam that you were pregnant and then marry him so both of you could raise me together?
I was young. I was confused. I was scared. You were all that mattered to me. All I had, and the only thing I could think about was what was best for you.
I don't buy it, Mother. I don't think you were afraid and confused. I think you did it out of spite. I think you wanted revenge against Julian and Alistair for tricking you into a loveless marriage, and you used me to get back at them. No, my whole life, you have been lording the private knowledge of my paternity against the family that you've despised with every ounce of your being. I mean, you thought you'd have the last laugh against them, only you did it at my expense.
That is not true, Ethan. Misguided or not, I lied because I loved you. From the time you were a little boy, I could see what being a Crane meant to you. Only you were made with much better stuff than Julian and Alistair, and I knew how good you'd be when it came time to lead the family, the Crane Empire. I wanted it all for you. Not just the money and the power, but something else. I wanted you to have love, too. Something I never had with Julian.
We are still engaged, Mama, but Ethan decided to call off the wedding because he's not sure who he is anymore. I don't know how long it's going to take before he finds out.
I was afraid of this, Mija.
I told him that I didn't care what his last name was, that he is still the man I love.
What did he say?
All he cares about right now is finding out who leaked the story to the paper. I mean, that's who he blames for ruining his life.
Then pray, my child, that he never finds out that you knew the truth, but kept it from him.